Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Danny's Toy Box. Hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday. It's been a pretty productive day for me. I worked on a few projects, got some more of the, almost done with the lights on my portal, and that might even be ready to paint tomorrow. I had a little light bulb go on in the old noodle earlier today for something to do as I was clearing out some old boxes, which I will get to shortly. Okay. I had a Nala on my lap and she just got off my lap and went to the table behind me. So now I can sit on the entire chair instead of with just one ass cheek. Well, what I figured I would do with this video today, you guys, is show you that light set that I was talking about. And there's our pretty Nala. She's been sitting in a chair beside me for like an hour now as I've been working on stuff and getting ready for my video. Little goofball. Yes, you're a silly girl, aren't you? You're a good girl, aren't you? Well, what I figured I wanted to make this video about is no new figures right now. And I don't remember if I mentioned in any of my previous videos that the Jinx figure, that was a bust. That never showed up, either one of them, so I contacted the seller and he graciously gave me my money back. End of story for that. But as Nala takes and does quality control here, this is the light set that Karen got me. 20-piece light set. I've already got 4 in use right now. It comes with... Are you sitting on that, honey? You sure are. Can I have that, please? Thank you, sweetheart. It comes with 2 remotes and 2 screwdriver sets because you need it. Put a little light on the subject. You need it in order to get the battery case out. Now, it doesn't have a company name or anything like that on it. Here's the whole package. Yep, I was waiting for Nala to do that. And on the back. Now these things, have multi-uses, and as it says right here, it's submersible too. So that ought to be interesting if I get any water effects going. That'd be pretty cool. Have a couple of those under there. As I said, I've already got 4 set up to take and show you in a few scenes, but I'll go over how to set them up. This is your light. That's my Nala. You gotta twist it off like so. You got this little white paper here. Just get yourself a needle nose. And Nala's getting herself a light. Yank that piece of paper out of there. Paper can go in the garbage. Excuse me, sweetie. She is really interested in what's going on with this light. And twist it all the way so that the light goes on. That's bright, isn't it, Nala? And it's also on the floor. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate that, Nala. Oh. Technical difficulties, folks. Oh, it doesn't want to... Oh, don't tell me you broke this, Nala. It was going... There it goes. Oh, there it went for a second. Okay. I think this one maybe got a little damage done to. There it goes. It's headed on too tight. I don't want to shine in your eyes, Nala. Yeah, I think this one might have taken a little bit of a tumble toots. Okay, there it's going now. And I can do a strobe effect with it. Do a fade effect with it. You know, here might be a little bit better. There. Yep, I think this one might have, it keeps resetting itself. I think you might have just rung the bell on this one, Nala. Alright guys, well then, what I'll do is pop another one out. Of course, it may not have been you, honey. You know, it might have been just a bum one in the case. I'm not going to blame you for it, but don't you go after a second one, little stinker. Alright, let's try this again. Took the paper out of that one. Well, now it's filling up the screen. There we go. I'll light up your underbelly, little girl. And there's the strobe. Then we got fade. Smooth. Oh yeah, light up your butt. Nala, your butt's getting lit up. And flash. And it has several, you got 12 different color settings. So we got red, we got orange, we got a lighter orange, and they say this is yellow. That's white to me. You got a dark green, lighter green, light blue, and a darker blue. Then there's dark blue, really dark blue. Oh, actually it says, yeah, dark blue on that one. Purple, a lighter purple, and that there. Nifty little toys, eh? And, you know, well controlled, so on and off. Sorry, I got thrown off my game a little bit when Nala knocked that one off the floor. But she's a good co-star. So now that I showed you what that looks like, basically what I do, that's the bum one, is all I need is just a little bit of sticky tack putty. Because there is a little bit of a recess in there. So I want it to be enough so that it's going to go over that line, but it's still going to stick, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, that's, as I'm looking at the camera, something funny. You can always tell whether it's the weekend or the weekdays when I'm making my videos by whether I have my wedding ring on or not. If it's the weekend, I have the wedding ring on. Can't wear the wedding ring at my job. Since I'm a machinist, there's a possibility of getting caught on a part, getting caught on chips, getting caught on something, and I like my fingers where they are. So I have no problem complying with that rule of my work. But all right, why don't we go in the toy box and I'll show you some of the scenes I've got set up with these lights. All right, here we go. For those of you who have never been here before, welcome to my underwater scene. However, it's kind of dark. You can't really see everybody. There we go. How about that? And get it looking a little more underwater-like. Or we can go with this one. Or how about that? Oh, that looks pretty slick. It's almost like blacklight, but not quite. It doesn't have the UV effect to it. Or we could do that. Yeah, these are nifty little gadgets, and just pop them up. Like I said, it's just Sorry, bumped the camera there. It's just a matter of putting a little sticky tack putty on it and popping them up there. Here, why don't I show you some more? Give me just a sec. How about the swamp scene? Yeah, it looks like Crocmaster beat everybody there, huh? How about a little light on the subject? Let's get it looking more swampy colored, yeah. Or how about this? That's not too bad either. And that's just pull the ones off of the shelf that they were on before on the underwater scene. They're real easily interchangeable. Here, I'll show you some more. Give me just a sec. Alright, how about the Mindbender scene? It looks pretty trippy. Here, let's so you can see the whole deal. Now, what I wish I could do is get just the red to flash. Although I suppose I could do something like this. You know, just manually do it. And that, this has got 4 of them up there as well, and that sheds a lot of light. Sheds quite a bit. I'll give you a little close-up. Haven't really changed much since I did that post where I was going to reenact my brother's time at the doctor. Pretty much other than putting Cobra Commander in there. But I'll go through, do a little, whoop, there's a little foreshadowing right there. That's where I should put one. Put a light in here so you can see what's in the lab better. What's in the enclosed space. Because right now, even from here, it looks a little off. It's the closed version of this big alien egg. So yeah, that's Mindbenders. Whoop, 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 whoop. Lost control of the camera for just a second. I got a couple more to show you. Give me just a sec. Alright, how about the communications room in the Cobra base? Oh, crap. Just a sec. It would help if I had one set up in there, which I don't. But in comparison, let me just show you real quick, and you can see the light I normally have for that in there. Now, I'm going to stick the, whoop, trooper down, trooper down. I'm going to put that light right there. Get this guy back from the pile. And yes, it is a pile down there where the cave diorama is going to go. It is most definitely a pile of stuff down there. Still working on getting the toy box back together. There you go. Here's where the red alert would go good. Alert, alert, intruder alert, intruder alert. Yeah, pretty cool, eh? So yeah, those are my new lights. I got them for, I want to say it was like $15. No. More like $13. Yeah, and that was on Temu. So, if this looks like something that might be of interest to you, go check it out. My wife found them and pointed them out to me. I'm like, I'll give them a try. $13, that's not bad. And I'm really glad I bought them. I plan on buying some more. At least 1 or 2 more packets so I can get lights on all the shelves here, plus all my other figure shelves, of which there are many. And speaking of shelves, I told you there's another project I was working on. let's head over there and I will show you what that is. Okay, this is the shelf right below the Dr. Mindbender's lab. You know, I've had a whole bunch of stuff here. You guys have seen all my Cobras lined up and stuff here. Well, earlier today, as I'm doing a bit of early summer cleaning, for want of a better term, going through a bunch of stuff, and I found a bunch of boxes, and asking Karen, do you want to keep this? Is it any use to you? And she's like, no, but do you think you could use them? That's when the light bulb went off, because I had this idea a month or two back, taking some of these boxes and cutting them up to use them for a scene. You know what I should have done? Give me just a second. Alright, there we go. I forgot the lights that are I normally have in here. One of them works, the other one the batteries are dead. The other one's the batteries are dead. And I think 2 whole light fixtures are missing from this. But with my new toys, there we go. And I see it's not showing all of it, so I'll go all the way up to the top. You can see there's also another one that's going to go right there that I have not painted yet. Now let me, this one here, still got one side that's got to be painted on it yet, but I wanted to set them up for the purposes of this video. You know, just a box, inside cutout. That's how this one over here is too. It still has its back. This one, however, does not. Plan on making a room in there. Well, I plan on making rooms in all of these. And the one that is going over here, that is going over there, is going to be actually taller. And what I was thinking of doing is turning one of these into their vault, because at least at the beginning I'm going to give this to my Crimson Guard, because of the different divisions of Cobra I have. Those are the ones I have the most of, so they need a bit of a bigger place. So I took my grass, which comes in a roll, get it from Dollar Store, threw that down there. And these here, I've had these for a couple of years. Actually, like this here. Oh, get it where you can see. There we go, so you can see it through the glare. They were Christmas decorations from a couple of years back. I have two of these in the package that have not been opened. One that has, and has had a little work done to it. And I'll use these to cover up the open areas, because I don't have any more of this stuff. I mean, I could put moss and stuff like that probably, but the cats will probably have a field day with it. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing with this, is turning it into a Crimson Guard base. However, as I'd already started on the execution of this plan, in other words, trimming up this big box right here to be the main part of the building, at one point I come into the toy box and I'm, you know, kind of measuring and going by eyeball and doing this and doing that to make sure everything looks right. When, as I'm thinking of how this is going to be for a good base and what defenses I should have in front of it, I'm all of a sudden reminded of something. That I haven't done any further work on that. And it also gave me a light bulb. Even though I love these here, dun, da, da, da. Let me back up so you can see better. And doing this, there's still going to be pathway from building to building. Same with over here. And the building that's going to go over here will go flush up against this. So this, this uncovered part there, this shouldn't matter. That's going to need to be taken care of. And also what I was thinking is here, let me stop the close-up now. Take this off for a second. Is cutting some styrofoam for the underneath here for a floor for the inside. Now, just in case for those of you that have seen what I did with, or started with this guy, if you're going, hey, wait a minute, what about that? I thought you were working on that too. I am. And I'm still not sold on whether I want to have this in front of it or not. Because if I don't, I will probably put, where did I put them? There's one. There's two. More technical difficulties, folks. Just looking for props. Probably put these right there. Because I have those as my Crimson Twins motorcycles. And another thing I was considering is, I know I've mentioned this in previous videos. It's a little taken apart right now, as you can see. But I have two of the Python Patrol Trouble Bubbles. Love that name. I'm looking at my Trouble Bubble over in the doorway right now. My big fuzzy Trouble Bubble. But I was thinking about repainting these. And maybe giving them to the Guard. I mean, think about it. It's the one division of Cobra that's got the most money, that can get the most stuff from Destro, get his choice stuff. And I happen to have a bunch of Crimson Guard stickers, not only the silver Cobra symbol, but their actual logos. And I was thinking it might be cool, have one on either side. Now I might regret doing that because I'm not sure if the paint's dry or not, so let's just take him back off of there. Of course, if I'm going to paint it, it doesn't really matter. And I mentioned the logos. Give me just a sec to grab one of the guys. I forget who it was. I forget who it was on YouTube I got the sticker sheet from. But, yeah, right there in his chest. Yeah, these are, I've got three like this. These were the Python Patrol Crimson Guard. Or as I like to call them, the yellow and gray guard. So I got three guys like this. The Target by me was selling them for dirt cheap, so I got three of them and painted them how I wanted to be. Now these are extra, ultra elite group of individuals within a pretty elite group of individuals to begin with. These are the auditors. These are the ones that, when there's major discrepancies in the cash, they show up. When an asset has outlived its usefulness, they show up. When documents need to be acquired, reacquired, or purged, they show up. Yeah, these are the baddest of the badasses in the Crimson Guard. They also know all the dirty little secrets and where all the bodies are buried. Just something I wanted to do to keep them in circulation with my figures. So create your own divisions. I know a lot of you guys on here do that, and it's a pretty cool idea. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now, guys. Think maybe tomorrow I'll work some on that on the portal, because I believe tomorrow, with once the glue sets that I just put on it today, it'll be ready for me to put the gloss black on, and then I'll be able to take and put on the full spectrum flash glitter stuff on it. And that's going to look sweet. That is going to look so sweet. And I'm already trying to figure out where in the toy box to put it. And since the wall that we're actually facing right now is my villain wall, it's probably going to be somewhere here. Somewhere on this wall, but I'm not sure yet. And I don't like where I've got my Annihilus and his little buddies right now, because it just doesn't quite fit there. But I wanted to put him up. I've been clearing out my work tables, out in the front room, because they're so cluttered, and projects partway through, projects just begun, projects just thought of, and just a ton of accessories and stuff set out. At least they're set up. The ones that are set out, the accessory crap, the cats can't get to them unless they get real inventive. But yeah, that's what I got going on. And hopefully I'll have a little bit more for you tomorrow. And as just a sidebar, I was out at the work table, and Stalker and his crew are still set up to get that briefing with Hawk and Duke. That is still happening. Hopefully I'll be able to do it tomorrow. I've been doing more work tonight than actual setting up for videos. But I wanted to take and throw something out there tonight, and something that I mentioned that I wanted to talk to you guys before about was these new lights. And for the price I paid for them, 13, I think it was 13 and some change for 20 lights, 2 remote controls, so you can have them set in different parts of the house and have 2 different remote controls. You don't have to worry about that. And the range is pretty good. I'm probably, I don't know, about 6 feet away from the lights right now, and pointing it to it. Boop, and they're all out. Oh, except one. We got this little feller over here who's still hanging on. He says, I'm not on your wavelength. I'm on my own wavelength. How about that wavelength? And, oh yeah, another thing about these buildings here. Yes, I am going to make windows and doors for them. Most definitely. Although, if I add this to this scene, I'm probably gonna put this big center one probably on stilts, so to speak, so it'll be a little bit more level with the barricade. But the way it's looking right now, it's like, you know what, I think that barricade's got to go to a different scene, or be its own scene, like my Wolverine versus the Brood scene. Kind of thinking that's the way that's going to go, because I'm liking the vibe that I'm getting with all this. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do for background yet. Once I get things closer to the cosmetic part of putting it together, then I'll start thinking about background. I mean, I could always just go the Cobra route and grab a bunch of these and paste them to the walls like I've done before, or come up with something new. And right now it's still in the I don't know phase. Pretty new project, but this one's going to be fun. And with those window frames that I got, I can, 2 here, maybe 1 here, 1 or 2 here, 1 on the other one. And in comparison, you can see how much shorter this one is, and clearly the top level is a little box. The one that's going to go over here is going to be a little bit more slender than this one, but it's going to be almost the same height, if not the same height, as the big center box here. And I just haven't painted that one yet. I figured I would paint that one tomorrow, because it was getting kind of late. And I've already made my tea, drank most of it. And when I make my tea, that's when it's starting to get on towards bedtime. Oh, sorry. So I did a little bit of the painting on this stuff, and just been vibing on Realm Drifters. That's For those of you that haven't heard of it, that's a page on here on YouTube. They do, I think they call it ASMR. It's like videos. There's like pictures, but they're more just like still pictures. And it's all kind of audio drama type of deal. And the guy's done, got 5 or 6 on different aspects of Raccoon City, several different Lord of the Rings ones. I'm actually hooked on the one where it's you're guarding a night gate of the city of Bree. And that one's been kind of my constant companion when I go to bed every night for a good couple of weeks now. They got Batman stories, they've got Spider-Man stories, Jurassic Park, It, The Shining in particular. It's a shorter one than most of them because I'd say about half to a little under a half of the whole thing is the story and the voice actors and the sound effects and all that stuff. The rest of it is ambient noise, be it, raining with thunder or, whatever ambient noise that would pertain to that video. But what I'm saying is they're very relaxing, not only for when you're ready to go to bed, but when you're working on a project, you need some background noise. They are pretty entertaining. They're funny. A lot of them get kind of gory too. So that is definitely my cup of tea. So yeah, it's called Realm Drifters, RealmDrifters. If you're into that stuff, go check them out. All right, guys, this is all I've got for tonight. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more for you tomorrow. As always, I appreciate you stopping in the toy box and stopping to say hi. Appreciates all the comments, likes, subscriptions, and all that good jazz. Well, I'm obviously getting pretty sleepy now because I are not talking as goodly as I usually do. So, all right, folks. Everybody have a great night. Hopefully I'll have a little something more for you guys tomorrow at some point or another. And if I don't, I'll be sure to talk to you soon. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out to stop in by the toy box. Stay creative and stay kind.